This is the reading for the Taurus male in a coupled relationship. It's February. This is good for February, but the energy can linger a little bit. Happy Valentine's to everybody out there. And I'm just going to get right into it. I use Romance Tarot and the Sex Tarot, and we're going to see what comes out. Now, the first card I get for you is the Six of Canes, which is the Six of Wands. Now, really, the Wands, it's about taking off, moving, leaving, going somewhere else. Now, and I don't feel like this is just a day trip. I feel like maybe there was a situation where a relationship ended, and now you're moving forward, going somewhere where you're going to get I got the word get appreciated, and not being appreciated for who you are in the relationship that you're in. Now, again, this is for February. I'm going to release it around February, but the essence can linger. So if this is new to you, it might be happening or have happened just. And then the clarification, I'm saying clarification card, but the sex card that I get beside the Six of Wands is the Eight of Wands, which is interesting because that really shows an advancement here and a fire and an action. Okay. Now, Wands is also action and moving away. And then the Eight of Wands and the Sex card is moving in. So either you may have had a situation where you're going from one partner directly to another. And I get the sense that it's not someone that's a stranger. I feel like you maybe have left this relationship to go to someone that you know of and you have great feelings for. Because the Eight of Wands here, I mean, they're really indulging in the whole essence of what's going on in the sexual side. And I feel like this is not connected to the person that you're leaving. So it's kind of a jump here. So we'll carry on and we'll see what goes. The next card I get for the romance end, right, is the Three of Swords. Now, the Three of Swords is usually about a loss. So I'm getting two separate energies here. Like you may be in love with two people, but now made a decision to choose one of them. Now, this is the Three of Wands, is that decision that's been made and cut. And so it's the feelings of disappointment within that. Now, I'm unsure here if you made that decision and now regret it, or have cut things when you really didn't want to. Something was cut for you. I get the sense from the first card that you made the decision to go, because that's what it's telling me here, right? The Six of Canes is about leaving. You're getting in the boat. You're taking off. And then this card here has a little bit of resentment attached to it. Or maybe not resentment as much as sorrow and disappointment that you have to do this, you know? Because it's really, I mean, you have a duel here where someone's taken out. So that's what's going on, okay? Now, the sex side of that, we get the Hermit card. So this is interesting because it really clarifies what's going on. We have a guy here who is repressing himself and really wanting a relationship, but has removed himself from it. And that is his decision to do so. So I was going to say, if you're still in a relationship, but there's no way you can be in a relationship with all these cards here, and we're only 2 cards in, right? So really you're traveling from one relationship, trying to get out of a relationship, but not being really happy about the scenario either way. But it seems like there's a direction you want to go, but that's not making you happy either. So maybe the direction that you want to go is not as accessible as you once thought it was. So you're really disappointed because it's like you have a visual, but things aren't locking in. Things aren't lining up, okay? So the next card I get, the romance is 12, is the Hangman. So that's really, with the Hermit, really slides nicely into the point where, yeah, I need time to get over this. I need time to take time to get my head straight. So that's really a healthy card. Because even though the Hermit is kind of like shutting yourself off, The Hangman is knowing that you need to do so. Knowing you're doing something you know you need to do. So that's a decent card. And then we get the Nine of Wands. And the Nine of Wands is really, to me, I get a sense of wanting to get to know someone. So I have a situation at the beginning here where I have someone that it's almost a feeling like you know this person, maybe a friend that you want to get to know better, or it may be someone that you've had a relationship with before, but somehow you need to know more. You want to know more. And the Nine of Wands is really about going there and finding out more and getting physically closer and mentally closer to that person. So it seems like there's definitely a direction you want to go, but it's just not an easy cut no matter how you slice it, right? It's just you got a hard break here and you got yourself thinking, yeah, I think I need to take some time. You're hermiting it away and you're going, yeah, you're kind of, it's almost, I get the sense that you seclude yourself and then your hang time is really making you go, yeah, I do need this. It's almost like a decision was made for you. Like the relationship ended abruptly. And then now you're going, yeah, I need to take time to go over all of this. And then the Nine of Wands is really kind of seeing into the future a little bit, into a relationship where you really want to get to know someone better. And I get a sense it's better than the one you had before. The relationship you had before, you kind of jumped into it before you knew exactly what was going on. You didn't get to know them enough. So I feel like that's highlighted here. I'm not going to do that again. I'm going to make sure, damn sure, I know what I'm getting into before I get into it. I feel like there was some leaps of faith there that didn't work out for you. The next card I get in the romance is 8, Strength. So this is an interesting card because we have the man has, lassoed this woman on with a lion nonetheless. And the lion symbolizing, I think, the character of this woman. Like you may have your eyes set on a Leo type personality or a very strong, powerful energy in a woman that you're trying to rein in. You're trying to maybe overpower, but nonetheless, something you're trying to pull in to your energy field. So this time that you take, it seems like you've got your eye set on one direction, one energy field here that you're looking into, and you're going to try and overpower that to get that where you want it. Now, the next card I get in the sex side of things is the Seven of Pentacles. And the Seven of Pentacles is really about a broken bond, a broken tie here. Now, we could have a past life relationship, kind of a love at first sight thing, or something that's a little deeper than any other relationship you've been in. And it's broken, right? These people, their tie is broken. It's on her wrist, but it's not on his. So there's something going on here with trying to rein something in and being broken from it. Now, a person could say, you're trying to overpower, maybe during all of this phase here, because I get a sense that you're really walking away from one energy and then directly kind of feeding into another one. It feels like almost like the relationship had been flowered while you were still in another relationship, okay? So we had something that was maybe on a friendship level, but you knew in your mind you were going to take this further. So we have something that's maybe more friendship level that was going on while you were in another relationship, and now you're going to go all in that direction because you've kind of unhooked yourself from any kind of commitment you had before, but maybe didn't go the way you planned. Something happened there. You couldn't just latch up. So, or maybe the woman has decided to go in another direction. I'm not too sure here. We're going to carry on. But basically the Seven of Pentacles stating that there's a karmic bond here for sure. A karmic bond. So that's a lesson, a huge lesson that needs to be learned through this person so you can magnetically feel attracted to that person until you learn that lesson. Then you just kind of maybe wash yourself of it. Or it could be a past life thing where, you know, you have some deeper stuff to work out. Now, that's a breaking of that bond. So we have someone trying to rein in someone and then a break. So you may be trying to overpower this person to the point that they just won't have it. So be careful of that, because it's almost like somebody's not connecting there. It's not making that bond. It's not, they can't come together for whatever reason. The next card I get is 19, the Sun. So it seems like around this, where you're going to, it's highly aspected. It's highly, you know, we got a lot of joy and happiness around this and on your part. Now, the next card we get in the love and sex side of things is the Knave of Pentacles. Now, the Knave of Pentacles, man, we got the Sun right beside it, okay? So I can't say too much negative. That really highlights everything. But we got to watch ourselves for overintelligent. There may be a passion here that's kind of unbridled. That may be that magnetic attraction that you have is a little overboard, you know, and especially in the bedroom. And it seems like it's a mutual, right? But we got to watch we don't overpower, because we got the Strength here. And in this deck, it really symbolizes that, you know, he can pull all he want on that thing. He's not going to get it to move. It's gentle pressure that's going to, you know, not even pressure, but a gentle, compassionate way is going to make more headway with this person than brute force alone. And I feel like the Sun is aspected telling me that, yes, you need to go in this direction, but you need to change your ways in order to do so. You need to look at things in a way that you haven't dealt with before, because this is the learning process, right? And there's a reason that you left what you left to go in the direction you were going to go. One, there's a lesson there to be learned. First of all, that's the magnetic. But it seems like on a physical level, there's a high intensity of attraction there. So beware of that, because it seems to be overpowering you, but it seems like it's in a good way, because we have the Sun right next to it. So they're saying, you know, he's overindulged, but it's good. It's good. The attraction's there. It's all good. So the next card I get on the romance side is the Nine of Coins. So that's a really good, strong, sturdy energy. That's a partner standing by your side equal. That's what you want. That's what you're looking for. And that's what you can visualize yourself having. And it seems like there's a person there that, I don't know, maybe they're not in the right spot as of yet, or they may just not be agreeing as of yet. But we'll continue. But yeah, the Nine of Coins is definitely about a grounded, solid relationship that you feel is an equal. I feel very much this is a card about equality. He loves her, she loves him. It's mutual. Everything's great and groovy. They're very solid. Nobody's, you know, going looking outside. Everything's there. They got everything within each other. So very good card for predictions after the Sun here, but there seems to be on the male Taurus side, there seems to be kind of a overexcitement on the physical side. And as we get from the Nine of Pentacles into the physical side, we get the Emperor, right? So that's that Taurus male being that Taurus male. He's very much standing in that energy. Now this is like Aries type, but still that take charge. So there's very much, it's very important to the Taurus male to be in charge. But I also sense too that he doesn't want a wallflower, someone that just says yes all the time either. He wants someone that is sturdy as well. And the Nine of Pentacles really brings that out, right? So just saying, you know, this, I need to still feel strong in a relationship in order to have that companion. I still need to feel that. The next card I get is the Nine of Swords. So the Nine of Swords is really, in the book that said something about a mirror, okay? And I want to attach that to this card. I want to make sure that that stays, because there's a sense here that your partner is very much kind of your match. This partner that you're looking at in the future is very much someone who's going to mirror you, and I feel like you're going to learn a lot of lessons in that way. So this card, the Nine of Swords, is about that. Now, as chaotic as that can be, because sometimes people never deal with their issues, and then they see a mirror that they're really attracted to, right? So karma's pulling it in, because they're saying, you know, you're going to learn, because you're going to feel that attraction. And that's from, you know, it may be many lifetimes that you've lived together, or just, you know, a contract, a soul contract that you've made. And now you feel very, want to be fulfilled in that, right? So that's that attraction. And then we have the Nine of Swords as the mirror. So having to, maybe for the first time in your life, deal with certain things that you wouldn't with other people deal with, right? But you're kind of forced to do that because the attraction is so strong, frankly. So you're going to go there and you're going to do that where you normally haven't through your lifetime. And then the sex card I get on that is the Five of Cups. And that's interesting because we're still on the same side of having some of that energy from a past come in. And the Five of Cups is about a past love that maybe you haven't dealt with, maybe you're still thinking about, and one that you're bringing in that you can't quite put all in because there's stuff in the past. So be careful of this time that you take out. Make sure you deal with your emotions and filter all that through, because we have the Nine of Swords accentuating that you met your match here. So beware. So you may be doing the same thing you did when you left. You may be spinning in circles here. You may be going into a relationship you haven't quite let go, and then you get into this one. You finally get into a situation where you do let go. There's a legal break, right? And I'm saying legal by meaning I'm done, and now I can go in a new direction. You get in that new direction, and you're still not dealing with stuff. You still got a lot of baggage that you got to deal with. So the Five of Cups is, you know, maybe wanting that old partner back, not being all in your mind. You're thinking about somebody else, because there's a face here in the water, in the pool that she's sitting on, and then there's a flame, right? So there's still some attraction there to the past, something in the past. And then you got this offer in front of you, just not really feeling anything. You're not able to feel that flame from the past because they're gone, they're in the past, and you're not able to feel this new one because your head's somewhere else. So you got to be aware of that. The next card I get is the King of Coins. And that's interesting because the King of Coins, man, he's really got everything in all areas, especially in his foundation. He is secure financially, independently. I mean, he may need that partner, but he is very secure on his own. He can carry things out. He's very good with numbers, calm, justified. You know, he's slow pace. He just does. He knows what he's going to do, and he thinks it through. Like, very solid person. So that may be where you're sitting. You're financially stable. You're very secure in who you are and what you're doing, where you're going. You don't have to worry about any issues foundationally, meaning house, car, job, that kind of thing. You've got things set for you. The next card I get for the sex side is the Three of Pentacles. So the Three of Pentacles is really about the grounded sex life, wanting that. Now, I don't know if that's because this King of Pentacles, he's just looking right at you like, you know, this is what I want. So I have a feeling that he's wanting that, but we'll move on to the next card, because the Three of Pentacles is about the grounded sex life. Happy, you just can't wait to get home, to dive into those things, to express. And it's not about scratching an itch either. It's about expression, because we get the King of Coins. He's really past the immaturity level. He's past the page where he's just looking, and he's past the night where he's indulging to satisfy an itch, right? I feel like those nights are a little bit on that side. They don't really see from the higher perspective. But the King, he's seeing from his throne, right? And he's earned that, whether in age or wisdom or both. And I feel it's both. For the King of Coins is like the utmost one that you want, right? So I feel like that's where he's at. That's where he's come to. And I feel like it's been a bumpy road for him. And he's had to learn a few lessons here, but he's ultimately come to that place. And it's, I mean, we're talking about just February, but I feel like he's just recently come into being a king from a knight. No matter what the age, I feel like he's learned some lessons through this last relationship and is learning, he may be going through the month of February through a couple more. And the Three of Pentacles is really what he yearns for, is that physical connection to someone where I feel secure on all levels, because he's not quite getting that. I think if he feels emotionally secure, then there's something about, trust. Or if he feels, sexually secure, then there's something about emotions, not deep enough, whatever. That kind of thing. Like there's always been something off, but he's yearning to get all levels checked off. So the last card I get on the romance side is again the Emperor. So we got two Emperors. My goodness. Two Emperors within a reading. So we gotta watch. Yet we have the Sun in the middle, right? So there's a balancing here. And I think this Taurus man, right? Because that's his element, the King of Coins. That's him, right? So he's not wanting anybody to forget who's boss. It's me, and it's gonna be me. But I think he's knowledgeable enough to know what he needs to do, how he needs to treat a woman or a partner, in order to make that equal. I think that's what it is. That's what he's learning to do, and he's just coming into that energy. That's what I feel. Now, the clarification on the sex card is the 20, is the Judgment. And it's interesting because we had the 7 of Pentacles back there, which is a broken bond, and the 20 is about a tie, creating that tie. So it's interesting. So it's almost like, okay, you've come from a situation, a relationship, that you may be, if you're watching this in February, may be in the process of splitting, or, it's fresh stuff. Moving from one relationship to another. Now, you've gone from a karmic tied relationship. It's been there. It's meant to teach you something. And you're moving straight into another karmically tied relationship that's there and is meant to teach you something. Now, this is on the Judgment card of the sex. And I get the sense here, even though they have this little guy in the middle and he's smaller than them too, I feel like the love between them is bigger than maybe he's ever felt. Because we have a breaking of a bond that was there for a reason. And maybe that reason has been fulfilled, right? The lesson's been learned on both ends. And then we can both release. When it's done, both parties feel, yeah, it's time to go. It's usually amicable. There's usually not too much resistance unless we have a little bit of ego in there, which a lot of times you do. Then it's released. But we have the Judgment bringing another one in and tying the arms together. Like, here's another. So it may be a past life relationship, just may be something contractually written in your chart, right? Written in your chart that you need to go in this direction to learn something. So it may be another short-term relationship, or it could be a longer term. And I'm getting the sense from us ending on that exact card, like we go from the Emperor to that, is kind of like this one's going to stay for a while, but this is it. This is the one. I've learned what I've needed to learn, and it's time to settle into this one. So I feel like it's not going to be short term. I feel it's going to be longer term. But how it goes, I guess, just depends on that male. If he's truly learned what he needed to learn through the other relationships. So seems like a bit of a little bit of a mess here. Going from, like I say, one relationship to another. But I do feel an underlying smoothness to it, even though it may not be the ideal situation, because I sense that there's someone there that's known to the male that they're going to go there. And it's kind of been along the lines of, but, I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt here, because we have the Sun, and it's basically saying, this is good energy that you're moving to, So keep that in mind. There's lessons here that need to be absorbed, and I get the sense too that this Taurus male may not absorb that, may just lock that out, and they need to rethink that. They need to look at the lessons they've learned and think it over. That hang time that you have, make sure you download, you autopsy the relationship, go through it and know exactly why you did what you did, how it ended up, no matter. And look, yeah, and look step by step what happened and what needed to go, and feel more concrete in that, because there is a sense here down the road, okay, that we didn't absorb all of that. We didn't absorb all those lessons. We didn't absorb it enough, because we get into a new relationship. And even though there's a physical attraction there, our head's kind of off in two places. So we really need to be singular in our thoughts. You know, don't be thinking about someone else when you're with someone. If you're doing that, don't go there yet. Don't go there till you've completely dealt with what you need to deal with on this side. And that's the end of the one relationship and going into another. And even though this is for the coupled, it seems like he's going to be coupled, but he needs to take his time to be single and think and know exactly, be grounded emotionally. I feel it's emotions that he has to deal with, because he can logically go, but he's going to feel regret of letting, and you want to make sure that you're grounded in that feeling. You made the decision. I think, you know, intellectually you made that decision, but emotionally you have to process it. So that's really what I'm getting a strong sense here. Process that relationship before you jump into the next one, because you got to feel those emotions and let that go on an emotional level. And I don't know that men process that the same way as women do. Well, everybody processes it differently. But I think the bottom line here is that he really has to feel those emotions so they don't carry with him. When he feels them, he can let it go and be content and then move forward. But I'm getting a sense here that he doesn't feel them. He's like, yeah, I need to do this, and it's done, and everything's good, and he jumps, and there's something wrong here. He's like agitated, but he doesn't know why. It's because the emotions are there. He hasn't processed. He hasn't felt them out. So he has to feel them out. Just take time to feel it out, cry it out. Men don't cry, but whatever you need to do to feel it, and then let it go, because that's really going to hang on, and it's going to cause problems in the new relationship. It's not going to go well. And I get a sense like there's something there already. Like there's the direction has already been patted away. You know, either the woman said, you know what, you just got out of a relationship, I don't want to deal with you. Or, it's something there. There's a rejection there a little bit. So he has to understand that he has to process his relationship before he can move forward. And that's that. So again, a lot of strong energy here with the Taurus male wanting to be taken seriously and feel like a king in a relationship. And I because of those two cards here, I'm feeling like that I kind of lost that feeling. Lost that feeling of feeling like he's the king, in his castle there. And he's trying to go to a woman that makes him feel like that, but he's got to make sure he's processed all his emotions first. So hopefully that happens for you. And I mean, karmically, I get the sense that you've really picked up your lesson there. You need to download it. You've picked it up, but you need to really go over it emotionally. And then also go over the feelings emotionally before you go into the next one. Because I feel like that just will make things smoother and help things out. So hopefully that helps you over the Valentine's season. And throughout, it's really a downloading of lessons. We need to take that seriously. Not that it's not taken seriously, but really think about the process of going through all of that stuff. So hopefully that does help you and makes some sense to you. So for the Taurus, coupled male, looks like there's a split. So take care over the February and throughout Valentine's Day. Feel like it's going to be a little bit tumultuous. I heard on the radio, they said something about the week of Valentine's week is where there's the most breakups throughout the year. I don't know what country, but they said that, and that kind of shocked me. I thought maybe people would be getting together, right, because of that feeling, but it seems like that is where the Taurus male is headed as well. So hopefully, it seems like it's going to be rough no matter, but it seems like it's something that it's time to do that. So hopefully that goes smooth and you process it properly and get into your emotions and feel it out and completely close that chapter. Because I feel like the door is a little open there and we need to close the door and lock it. And that's the processing of emotions here. So I hope that you do that and things will be a lot smoother in the future. So take care, Taurus. Have fun and be kind.